You wake up at 3 a.m. again, your mind racing with the weight of unfulfilled promises you made to yourself. The gym membership gathering dust. The business idea still trapped in your notes app. The conversation you should have had but didn't. Sound familiar? You're not alone in this midnight battlefield of regret. Millions lie awake, prisoners of their own inconsistency, slaves to impulses they swore they'd conquer tomorrow. But what if I told you that 500 years ago, a man who understood power better than anyone revealed the secret that separates kings from peasants, leaders from followers? Niccolò Machiavelli didn't just write about ruling kingdoms. He decoded the blueprint for ruling yourself. He understood something most self-help gurus miss. True discipline isn't about motivation. It's about strategic self-mastery. Think about it. Every successful person you admire, from CEOs to athletes to artists, they all share one thing. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's their ability to command themselves when no one is watching, to make the hard choice when the easy one is right there, smiling at them. Machiavelli wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." But here's the twist. The person you need to convince first is yourself. The dark truth? Your biggest enemy isn't the world, your circumstances, or even other people. Your biggest enemy is the version of you that whispers just this once when discipline calls. Today, we're going to wage war against that enemy using Machiavellian strategies that have ruled empires and can rule your life. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I am the ruler of my own kingdom, and discipline is my crown. Before we begin this transformation, like this video if you're ready to stop being a prisoner of your own excuses. Comment your biggest struggle with self-discipline. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe because your future self will thank you. And don't skip any part of this video. Each strategy builds on the last. Now let's go. Machiavelli's first lesson: he who neglects what is done for what ought to be done sooner effects his ruin than his preservation. You know what this means? Stop living in the fantasy of who you'll be someday and start governing who you are right now. Here's the brutal truth you've been avoiding. Every time you hit snooze, you're not just delaying your alarm. You're casting a vote for the weak version of yourself. Every time you choose the couch over the gym, you're not just missing a workout. You're electing laziness as your president. This is called cognitive dissonance in psychology, the mental torture of knowing what's right but doing what's easy. Your brain literally creates stress when your actions don't match your values. That anxiety you feel, that's your mind at war with itself. But here's Machiavelli's genius. Treat yourself like a kingdom that needs governing. A wise prince doesn't negotiate with rebels. He eliminates them swiftly. That voice saying, "Just 5 more minutes," isn't you. It's the rebellion trying to overthrow your better judgment. Start small, but start like a king. Choose one non-negotiable rule for yourself. Maybe it's making your bed every morning. Maybe it's no phone for the first hour after waking. Whatever it is, defend it like your crown depends on it, because it does. Here's what Machiavelli never told the masses. It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. But what if I told you The person who needs to fear you most is yourself. You've been playing games with yourself, haven't you? I'll start Monday. Just this once won't hurt. I deserve this cheat day. These aren't innocent thoughts. They're sophisticated lies your weak self tells your strong self. This is self-sabotage through rationalization, a psychological defense mechanism where we create logical reasons for our destructive behaviors. Your brain is literally conspiring against your success. But two can play this game. Machiavelli mastered the art of strategic deception against enemies. It's time you learn to deceive your own weaknesses. Set traps for your future weak self. Remove the junk food before you get hungry. Lay out gym clothes before you go to bed. Delete social media apps before you need focus. You're not trusting willpower, you're designing victory. Your disciplined self must become a master strategist, always 3 moves ahead of your undisciplined self. Because in the game of self-mastery, the winner takes everything. And the loser loses everything that matters. Machiavelli revealed something chilling. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. But here's the twist he reserved for the inner circle. The most dangerous ruler is the one no one sees coming. You want to know why your New Year's resolutions died by February? Because you turned your transformation into a public performance. Every Instagram story about your journey, every Facebook post about your goals, you were bleeding power with every announcement. This is the observer effect from quantum physics applied to human behavior. The moment something is watched, it changes. Your brain literally treats public commitments as if they're already accomplished, releasing dopamine for the declaration instead of the execution. Think about the people who truly shocked you with their success. The classmate who suddenly appeared ripped at the reunion. The coworker who quietly built a $1 million side business. The friend who learned fluent Spanish without mentioning it once. They understood what Machiavelli called the invisible throne, ruling from the shadows while others fight for spotlights. Your real power grows in the dark. Like a seed underground, your discipline needs the protective darkness of secrecy to develop roots deep enough to withstand any storm. The world doesn't need to witness your push-ups, your early mornings, your difficult conversations with yourself. Build your empire in silence. Let your results do the talking, because the strongest kings are the ones whose crowns are invisible until it's too late for their enemies to stop them. Your greatest enemy isn't failure. It's the comfortable mediocrity that's been slowly strangling your potential while you smiled and said, "This is fine." Every morning you hit snooze. You're not just delaying an alarm. You're murdering the version of yourself who could have conquered the day. Every Netflix binge is an assassination attempt on your ambitious self. Every "I'll start tomorrow" is a death sentence to your dreams. This is hedonic adaptation, the psychological trap where your brain adjusts to comfort until what once felt good becomes your prison. Your nervous system literally becomes addicted to ease, creating withdrawal symptoms when you attempt anything challenging. Time to become your own merciful executioner, not cruel but precise, not emotional but surgical. Look around your space right now. What's enabling your weakness? That chair that's too comfortable for productivity? The apps that steal your focus? The people who celebrate your excuses? Each one is a small betrayal you've been tolerating. When Machiavelli advised rulers to eliminate threats, he wasn't talking about enemies at the gate. He meant the trusted advisors who whispered, "Take it easy," when the kingdom needed strength. The courtiers who said, "You deserve rest," when victory demanded action. Your comfortable habits aren't friends keeping you safe. They're conspirators plotting your downfall. Execute them with the same ruthless precision you'd use to save your own life, because that's exactly what you're doing. Want to know the difference between people who change their lives and people who just talk about it? It's not talent. It's not motivation. It's not even willpower. It's something so simple that 99% of people completely miss it. They're searching for the magic pill while walking past the pharmacy every single day. The secret is this: micro-dominance, the psychological phenomenon where tiny, repeated victories literally reprogram your neural pathways to expect success instead of failure. Your brain doesn't distinguish between small wins and big wins. It just recognizes the pattern of winning. Think about the last habit you successfully built. I bet it wasn't the dramatic transformation you planned. It was probably something embarrassingly small. Maybe you started flossing just one tooth. Maybe you did one push-up before bed. Maybe you read one page of a book. Machiavelli studied the great rulers throughout history and discovered something fascinating. The most powerful empires weren't built through spectacular battles. They were built through boring consistency. Victories that are won by gradual steps are more lasting than those achieved by sudden effort. Rome wasn't built in a day, but they laid bricks every single day for centuries. Here's what nobody tells you about consistency. It's not about perfection. It's about persistence. Every time you show up, even when you don't want to, you're depositing currency into the bank of your future self. Every small action is a brick in the fortress of who you're becoming. Your competition is making grand plans. Your competition is waiting for Monday. Your competition is looking for motivation. You're building your empire one brick at a time while they're still drawing blueprints. You came here because something inside you knew the truth. You're capable of more. Not someday. Not when conditions are perfect. Right now. Machiavelli's greatest lesson wasn't about ruling others. It was about becoming the kind of person worthy of ruling themselves. And now you have the blueprint. Your old self is already in the past. Your disciplined self is waiting in the future. The only question is, how long will you keep them waiting? If this video opened your eyes to your own potential, like it. Comment with your commitment. What's the first kingdom you're going to conquer in your own life? Share this with someone who needs to remember their power. And subscribe because your transformation journey is just beginning. Remember, you don't need permission to become who you're meant to be. You just need the courage to start ruling yourself today.